Hey guys, we are back at it in the house today, and we have come a long way. So many things have gotten done, so much more still needs to be done, but today, we're working on some floors. We've got these Nucor vinyl planks. They do have some cork backing on the back of them pre-installed, which is really nice. We still need to install a vapor barrier over the concrete to prevent any transfer of moisture up in there, potentially damaging the floors. As long as we install it per manufacturer recommendations, the lifetime warranty holds still. Now, we're doing this wall to wall. The entire house is getting installed in the same flooring, and we are working our damnedest to avoid putting thresholds in there. Now, you're supposed to install your flooring from left to right, whichever is your left, down to top, or I guess bottom left corner. All right, we've got the female end and a female end, a male end and a male end. So these are your two exposed connections. Start in this bottom corner, and you can lock in going this way, and the top lock in going that way. We're not starting in the furthest left corner of the house. Even the furthest bottom left corner of the house is not the furthest bottom left corner of the house. You can go so far back, you can go so far left, but we're essentially working from the middle, which is gonna be a royal pain in the ass. Okay? Let me change directions here. So here's our front door. This is the first thing that you see in the house. So this hallway is going to be center focal point. This line is the center of the hallway measured. So we've got enough board off this way, we've got enough board off that way. That Omnius looking tripod has become our lifesaver. Let me see if I can set it up here. To power that bad boy on. Of course, every time I touch it, it goes out of alignment. So you can barely see it, but we've got a line on the floor here, and I've actually marked lines already to save some of that. Looking at this red light, it goes through the center of that light already. Then here on the bottom of the door, that was a pre-existing line. After we removed all the flooring, this line was already here. That ends up being the dead center of the hallway. The previous tile was probably measured off of that. This light, that was already there. So, pretty safe bet that that's gonna be the center of this hallway here. We're confident enough that we can work off of that for a center focal point. When doing these floors here, this last board on this wall is gonna end short of that wall, wherever that may be. We'll be able to click into it and essentially measure how many boards are going to that wall, cut that board, and then work our way back and lock into it. We need to work on a stair-step pattern. So we've got to stop short everywhere that we're going to be moving left to work so that we can pretty much backtrack and reconnect into it and hope that our cuts and measurements and backtracking all works out. I've never really installed this flooring before. I've installed some flooring, I've fixed flooring, it's tongue and groove, it's like connecting blocks together. It should be pretty simple. I have to live with it for the next at least 10 years because that's how long I plan on being in this house. So, yeah, let's get started. this hallway initially because this is our main focal point. And you can see the dots that were going along with these boards. They're lining up really well. So we started here knowing where our center point is, and we've got a fair board, about half a board that kind of goes along the wall. The walls are a little bubble gummed, so you can see here it looks tight, but this floor is actually up off the ground, and we're still about a 1/4 inch off of the bottom frame of the wall. These were our first cuts, and we tried a couple of different things. We tried scoring them and snapping them in half, and we just ended up messing up like 3 boards. So after that, we got out the skill saw and we started cutting those. As long as we go slow, a wood blade isn't taking out too many chunks. But if we kind of zip along, if we try to go too fast, you can see it just kind of takes chips out of the board. So we came down here, and these are temporary boards right here, but I locked into them and I ran it all the way to this wall as a temporary run. Then I kind of backtracked a little bit and ran the 2 long boards into the laundry room. And what I was able to deduce off of that was the distance from this laundry room wall. It's a very, very thin board, and this thin board actually extends all the way down the length of the living room. I'm not actually worried about that, even though it's a thin length, because the furniture is all going to cover that, so it's not really even going to look bad, and the baseboard will cover that as well. We got in here, and when I got to about here, I actually put some temporary boards connected into it, and the spacing is almost perfect. I'm going to have to finagle just a little bit to get that flooring to lock in properly, but it's sliding over this plastic pretty well. So this is as far as we can get before we end up in the hallway here. We need to go from the left and work our way right, and we can see that these bedrooms are even further to the left. What we're going to do here is I'm going to attach a few boards so we have something to work off of. I'll probably extend these out so I can connect into this one, bring a temporary run this way, and send a temporary run down that way. And then that same temporary run is going to go off to this wall so I can gauge the spacing that we need from this wall. And then we'll just run this floor standard going left to right. And hopefully that all matches up as I come down the hallway, hit this closet, go into the guest bathroom, which I was trying to avoid to do until the last half of the house so that we have at least one working toilet, but that is not going to be the case. I'm going to have to go in here, take out the toilet, install the flooring, and then reinstall the toilet before the master is done. And then this is going to go into the office, and I'm probably going to have to do the office flooring. But once that's completed, it'll allow us to come out here and finish the rest of the house. So I can do this room as the very last, so I won't feel like I'm quite wasting time in there. But in order to get the flooring out this way, I'm gonna have to come into the office. So I'm gonna have to finish these 3 rooms. I'm gonna have to finish those 3 rooms in order to do the rest of the house. Well, we've been going hard. We've managed to get the bedroom, all done up. Looking pretty nice, looking pretty swank, if I do say so myself. Going down the hall, closet, bathroom. Yeah, that's a toilet. That's back installed. Not bad, not bad. However, somewhere along the lines, we did our math way wrong. So, we can see our little steppy pattern. Looks good there. I like that. Does not match this one. We reversed it. Whoops. Didn't see that one coming. So now I've got to take all this floor that we spent so much time in and kind of switch the patterns around. So we updated the layout of the floor. It's all equal now, about where we were before. Now we can finish that laundry room. I decided to go ahead and finish the office, or at least start on the office. In here, we went ahead and laid out a section, kind of extended this out so that we can run the floors to the wall so we can get the placement for that. Now, I don't think we messed up the placement in here. So now that I mention it, I'm just gonna double check. Another day up and things are coming along. As you can see, we've got this living room area complete, the guest bedroom and office, and it looks really nice. I mean, obviously there's still like garbage and stuff around it, but as far as, you know, the completed floors go, in the bedrooms and such, it's turned out really good. I'm quite pleased with it. I did make an unfortunate discovery, which I'm hoping will sort itself out, but at this point, I'm unsure. So there's a couple of spots under the floor that I can tell the vapor barrier has actually bunched up. So let's see if I can simulate that here. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a slight crunching noise. I know the floor is clean. I know there's no drywall dust, no concrete chips, any of that stuff under it. The plastic vapor barrier, while we were laying it in a couple of spots, I could tell was bunched up. For some reason in my mind, I didn't think it would be any kind of problem. For instance, over here, right along this window, we had the staging area for some of our boards. So we laid from left to right, going through the room. In that staging area, the plastic had nowhere to go. It was fairly taut here, but then as we went closer to the planks that we had staged on the plastic started to bunch up. What I should have done was, as the planks went down, I should have grabbed onto the plastic best I could and pulled it taut against this wall, against this window, and cut away the excess. As a do-it-yourself kind of guy, I am stuck with the repercussions of that. Knowing I could have done something better is something that weighs on my mind. It is what it is. With that said, I now have the knowledge moving forward to prevent that issue from coming up again. The rest of this area, the dining room and the kitchen, you can see the plastic's already kind of wrinkly, kind of bunched up. All this stuff behind me, I've got to remove. If I don't remove it, then the plastic's just gonna bunch up. There's no way around it. A couple of nice sections got completed by Sonia yesterday while I was at work. She did complete this area. It looks really nice.